You're now listening to the Zod and Drea podcast.
Episode number 60 is now almost in the books. This is what it is. The Zod and Drea podcast is back.
And it's 60. This is just nuts.
I know. It's well over a year. Mm-hmm. It's well over a year that we have been doing this.
So, hope you're enjoying it. Hope you are taking this adventure with us and going through all the craziness and the extremes and the calmness sometimes that we can encounter when we do have some downtime, but I don't see that happening in the future very much.
Yeah, no, we're obviously going to be getting up and out and about, especially now that season 2 is really just underway. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we had a really great interview also. I don't know if you guys got to check it out, but make sure you check out yesterday's podcast, which is also a vodcast, so it's a video podcast. And we had Sarah Meany and Jacqueline Boys of AZ Blue 2020 here, and we got to interview them, and it was really good.
Yeah, it was a great conversation, so I really hope you guys get to check it out and follow up on what they're about, too, and see how it goes. And we're definitely going to be supporting them down the road, too.
Yeah, and we hope to also have them back. And TJ, if you're listening, man, you got to come back.
Man, you missed out.
I know, you missed out, bro. You missed out on tacos. You missed out on a whole bunch of good stuff. So, make sure you check out Zod and Drea for some more future interviews that we're going to be having.
So what are we going to be talking about today?
All right. So on the agenda today, of course, if you haven't seen it, it did lower than expecting. I'm surprised it did lower. I couldn't believe that, but we really enjoyed it. For the entertainment movie review, we did Atomic Blonde, starring Charlize Theron and I think James McAvoy. So we're going to talk a little bit about that.
And in relationships, you found a very funny and interesting type of subject matter on, there was some research done about compatible Zodiac signs. So we're going to share that with you guys. So of course, we're going to talk about each other.
Yeah, we got to talk about each other and see, where we lay on their foundation and, see where we are on the spectrum as a Gemini and a Virgo. So let's see if it's accurate. But I know this is so stupid.
I'm already salty about it.
Yeah, I'm great about it. But, you'll find out why in a minute.
So what's our main topic?
So the main topic, of course, is have you ignored the truth due to blind devotion? So this is going to be a good one. So we'll talk about that and see where all kinds of areas that people have been blindly devoted. But we'll talk about ourselves as well to see where the truth lies and where the
What you want? Let's get started then.
Let's get this going. So, let's talk about the movie that we got to see yesterday, Atomic Blonde, starring Charlize Theron.
Well, first, she did a fantastic job as an action hero.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought she was good.
Yeah, the story is really, it's a spy story, right? So there's a lot of twists and turns. You don't know who's who to trust, all that stuff. But it was slick. It was, I'm still in awe about all the action that was involved because she did a lot of her own stunts, right?
Yeah, she did. She did a lot of her own stunts. And she really got into shape for it. I mean, she's had kids and, all this other stuff, but she busted her ass. It's funny because I saw somebody writing online, if I had a personal trainer and $1 million, whatever, I'd be able to do it. Yeah, bullshit. You know what? You have to put yourself through a lot of rigorous training, even as an actor. Just because you have a personal trainer doesn't mean you're not doing any work. Like, you're busting your ass, and then it's so many hours on the set, and you're busting, doing over and over and over again. And if you see this, she plays a spy named Lorraine Broughton, who comes to the UK and has to discover, pretty much bring up this list. There's a list.
No, she goes in Berlin.
I'm sorry, I said the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
She's a UK agent that goes to Berlin. Thank you. That goes to Berlin to pick up this list. And as soon as she touches ground, she's already discovered, and they already know who she is. And an attack is already made in her life where she makes contact with Percival, who is played by James McAvoy. So everything goes from there. From the door, the woman is already an action star because, when you first see her, she's already bruised up and, she's talking to the CIA, I believe, our CIA.
CIA and Scotland Yard.
And Scotland Yard, yes, that's right. to talk about what happened. So everything in this movie, except for like the last 5 minutes, really is a flashback.
It truly is. And what it's even cooler about the flashback is that it's set right before the Berlin Wall is coming down, right? So you had, like, I'm a big fan of the techno music, the electron 80s music, right? And they had all of it. I mean, Depeche Mode, New Order. I loved the songs. And I know I was probably singing along during the movie, and you probably heard me.
Yeah. I mean, the music was
Susie and
kind
the
of cool.
Banshees.
I mean, it fit. It definitely fit. I'm not really into that music, so I'm like, whatever. I mean, you're going to play like some Kanye in the commercial, and there's like no Kanye, but I'm like, whatever. I guess they knew Depeche Mode would not sell the movie.
You ordered it.
But it was cool. It was cool. It was like, more the hip ragey type looking thing from the 80s. And I mean, the clothing. I mean, it's funny.
Without overdoing it, though. You know how some of those kind of like retro movies can overdo it?
It was Berlin also. Berlin was crazy. I mean, I happened to be in Germany around that time, right before the Berlin Wall came down, believe it or not. But I was on the west side. I wasn't on the east side, so I didn't get to see all the craziness that was. I was on more of the calm side. So it was kind of cool to see what it looked like, most likely. But I mean, she just did her thing as a spy and as an action star. So she had to get this list. Now, don't forget her lover, who was also a spy, had gotten killed over there. So she almost had like a double meaning for going over there.
True.
To try to find this list. So she was also sort of out for revenge, in a way.
Which is some hot girl on girl action. Okay.
A lot, yeah. I mean, we're talking about, all right, so you haven't seen our review for The Mummy. The lead actress there, who's a hot chick, I forgot her name. Whatever. I wrote the review on the website. So if you want to check out my Atomic Blonde review, please go and check that out. But her name isn't. I forgot her name.
And you thought I would remember from the Mummy review.
I know. And that's it. Drea wrote a Mummy review. But we love her. Like, she's been in a whole bunch of movies, and she's just this
Star Trek.
She's just this hot ass chick, and then to see her and like Charlize Theron just getting on top of each other, and it's cool because they didn't overdo it. Like, to me, when I was looking, I'm like, man, they make a really nice couple.
Right. Like, you could see them going shopping later.
Like,
on.
I can see them like kind of dating and being a little jealous of, and I'm not sure which one I'm jealous of.
I know, we made our own story. It's going to be the second one.
That's it. Like, can I play? So they were really cool because she played a spy as well.
For the French.
For the French, yeah. But she's like, yo, I'm in over my head. And so she's like gossiping and telling her all kinds of information, because, they started getting into it a little bit. But it's a lot of intrigue. It's a lot of back and forth, a lot of crossing and double crossing and even triple crossing.
Right.
But the gun shootouts, the Percival and John Goodman's in it. He killed it. I recommend it, and I would say probably on DVD to see it again on DVD.
Right. It was based on a graphic novel, and
Yes,
that's how it was shot too. So it's a lot of action. It's really cool.
Yeah, make sure you check that out. Atomic Blonde in theaters now. So,
compatible zodiac signs.
All right, shall we get into this?
Let's do this.
All right, let's see who's the best. So,
it's not about who's the best.
The best.
Okay? It's not
whatever.
about who's the best.
Thought Catalog. ThoughtCatalog.com has put out girlfriends ranked best to worst based on your zodiac. And also, they put out boyfriends ranked best to worst based on their zodiac. So if you ever have a chance, check out Thought Catalog on this and see where you guys rank. So what do you want to talk about?
First of all, I'd like to know how they gather this information.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
No,
it totally matters.
It's what's true.
I would like to know.
So the way that they do it, you want to start with girlfriends. Who's the best? The best to worst.
Okay, so number 1. Zodiac sign for the best girlfriend ever is a Sagittarius.
Sagittarius, okay.
Okay, you want to know why? Well, I'll tell you why.
Well, my mom's a Sagittarius.
Well, Sagittarius might be their own worst enemy and toughest critic as a girlfriend. They will never put you down the way that they would do themselves.
All right.
They lift others up
Forget
and
about
help
that
you.
crap. We only got like 5 minutes. So, okay, Pisces.
Let's see, for Pisces.
That's number 2.
They'll push you away initially, but you'll find something intriguing about you.
Okay, number 3 is Capricorn.
Capricorn! They are natural-born perfectionists, so when it comes to relationships, they will always try their absolute best and give their fullest.
Libra.
Libras are the kindest of all zodiacs. In relationships, they try to avoid conflict, but avoiding talking about problems only makes them worse.
Gemini.
Blah, blah, blah. Geminis have 2 very different sides to them, don't they always? Half the time they are fun and outgoing, the other half of the time they are dark and negative.
Next, Aquarius.
Ranking in at number 6, they don't make the all best girlfriend, but they don't make the worst either, so they're right there in the middle.
Leo.
Leos are hopeless romantics with expectations that aren't realistic sometimes. But they'll do anything for love.
All right, my sister's a Cancer. That's messed
They
up.
do have a heart of gold. Wearing
Yeah.
their heart on their sleeve as much as they have has only led them to getting hurt.
Okay, Taurus.
Out of any sign, Taurus are the toughest to get in a relationship with. They want no part of it.
Yeah, hard-headed. Aries.
Aries in relationships. Aries rush quickly into things. They can be a little intimidating for somebody they date.
Let's skip number 11. Number 12 is?
Scorpio. Scorpio women is the scariest
So
of all
they are the
signs.
worst. Scorpios are the worst according to this.
They run shit and control any and all relationships they are part of.
Okay, yours is Virgo, which is number 11. So next to worst
Virgos
girlfriend.
are the most critical of all signs. This makes relationships hard because they never think they are good enough for the person they are interested in. They are painfully insecure and jealous, which leads them to a lot of relationships ending.
All right, now it's almost the opposite over here on the guy's side. When they say that the boyfriends are ranked best or worst, this is what they say. Number 1 is Scorpio, okay? So I'm going to skip number 2. Number 3 is Libra. Libras are the most peaceful of all signs, they say. Aries, men like to dominate all relationships they're in, which is 4. Number 5 is a Cancer. Cancer men have a heart of gold, blah, blah, just like they said in the last one. Leo men are hopeless romantics.
Just like the
7
women.
is Aquarius. They are the strangest but funniest of all signs. They beat entirely to their own drum and live in a world of their own. Number 8 is Aquarius. Sag men have a tough time in relation because they are their own worst enemies.
You said Aquarius.
So that's Sagittarius.
Sagittarius. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think you heard me right. Capricorn is number 9. That's my brother Scott. Capricorns have a really high expectation when it comes to everything. Virgo is most jealous sign of all with the worst temper, so they suck. Taurus is number 11.
Yeah.
Taurus men are tough with the commitment of all. They are focusing more on their family and career. And Pisces, which is the worst, are the most sensitive of all signs. They wear tampons. But of course, the number 2 best ranked boyfriend is Gemini, and this is absolutely true. Except we are actually number 1. Scorpios, I don't know what their problem is.
Oh, God.
Gemini, there's 2 of us. So, of course, Geminis fall very quickly and can look at someone and confidently say that they see a future. A Gemini man is the definition of a true gentleman. Everything they do is polite and respectful. Hell yeah. Of their better qualities are the listening skills and ability to try to see a situation not from one point of view but the other people, but they will never let you down and disappoint you. As a boyfriend, they will motivate you to achieve more and do better than you ever thought possible. Amazing. Now, the women, Virgo, again, at the end, Virgo women to see themselves through your eyes when no matter what she says counters it with negativity. Not only are they critical of themselves, you'll see them lash out and pick you apart sometimes. It's hard to be with someone who is not... Man, babe, I'm sorry.
Look,
but
you
look,
notice that
I'm
there's a
sorry.
thing here. They don't say for both sides the good and the bad,
no,
okay?
they- no,
and for
they do.
Virgos...
Please listen carefully. Please listen
Hey,
carefully.
what's up, everybody? I'm Zod,
And I'm Drea.
and we want you to check out the Zod and Drea podcast every Tuesday.
Where can everybody find us at?
You can always check us out on www.zodanddrea.com.
Where else?
You can always check us out also on Facebook at Zod and Drea.
Instagram?
Zod and Drea.
Snapchat?
Zod and Drea.
YouTube?
Zod and Drea.
I see a pattern.
I see a pattern. So if you haven't caught that, catch us at Zod and Drea on all the social networks. But also, make sure you subscribe to the Zod and Drea podcast. Where?
At zodanddrea.com.
And also on YouTube and iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio. We're coming for you.
Let us know what you think, and if you want to be a guest, reach out to us.
And put all of your input into whatever our topics are for the week. So we hope to check you out and see you there.
Bye! All right, now we are back with our main topic. Have you ignored the truth due to blind devotion?
Yes.
So, how do we come up with this?
I don't know. You walked into the room.
Just said this is what we're going to
That's
talk
it.
about. Well, look, I was noticing this week with this crazy administration that with all the nut stuff that's gone on. So we had the mooch was kicked out today.
Yep.
Right?
No more Scaramucci.
No Scaramouche, no more jokes. I'm really sad about that. Because I was really getting into his
Jeez,
name.
I mean, please. In 1 week, it's been pretty much Scaramucci, Spicer, and Reince Priebus.
Right. All these guys, right?
Out.
So every person that seemed to have been in the media that is a devout Trump supporter, not a Republican, right? Just a devout Trump supporter,
Yeah.
seems so blindedly devoted to this man when there's so much evidence about how really a lack of a leader that he is, and just like a crappy person. I mean, he was at the Boy Scouts jamboree, a 70 something year tradition where every president that would show up to do, to be there to talk about public service and love of your country. He goes up there, makes like a political speech, says shares a foul story to the boys, and doesn't seem anything wrong with it. And it's like, are you kidding me? This was the worst place to do anything like this. Then what? A few days later, he's in front of the police, the police team, right? In northern New York. And then he talks about how you shouldn't be nice to people that are in custody. They're suspecting of committing a crime. And when you put them in the police car, don't put your hand on their head, okay? Because, you just shouldn't do that. Just kind of shove them in there. So he's promoting police brutality. This is ridiculous, right? This is absolutely ridiculous. Any other president that would have said this would immediately gone bombarded, would have gone on investigation, and you name it, the worst. But with this guy, his devoted followers just say, oh, he was joking, or that's just how he talks. He doesn't really mean that. No, he means that stuff. What do you think?
I think that the people that are blindly devoted to Trump don't make any sense to me, because he is not even admitted, because he doesn't admit anything, but he is a liar, and they have had full spread newspaper pages, actual newspapers showing and exploiting all of his lies.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, it's not that this guy is a liar, it's the fact that he knows that he's a liar, and what he says, he will have this 40% or whatever of, and which is like almost like 95 or something like percent of his voters, who will stick by him no matter what. When the man said that I can shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and not lose a voter, he was serious about that, because he knew that whatever he said was going to be golden. It doesn't matter. He can sit there and rape somebody's mother who voted for him, and they will find an excuse that maybe their mother did something out of line. This is what makes him so dangerous, because he has created a cult of people, and that is pretty much where you get your devotion of people who are just blind loyalists. They are blind loyalists. It becomes a cult of people.
No matter what proof you give them.
No, and I love that they call him Cult 45. It's so friggin' awesome. I love Cult 45. I love that hashtag. But like Cult 45 and everybody else, it's like these people who he winds up hiring, he expects, like people like Jeff Sessions. So Jeff Sessions is a little trained monkey. Let's just call it what it is. Most of the people that follow him, Kellyanne Conway is a trained monkey. Rice Priebus, whatever the fuck his name is, he's a trained monkey. Bannon knows what he's doing. He's the one that's controlling Trump. So there are all these people who are like listening to this guy because they want to try to get into his good graces instead of being what they are, which are people. And this is the same with a lot of people in the Congress who have been voted to represent the American people, and instead Trump expects these people to represent him.
Right.
So they are going to do anything they can to bend his word. Sean Spicer was extremely complicit to it. Now Sarah Huckabee is absolutely complicit to it, to where they will take whatever lie he says, whether it is, to the point where they even blindly just protected him from Covfefe.
Mm-hmm.
It made no sense. It didn't know what it is. Well, people know what he means. Like, really? So this is a man who has built a reputation on not apologizing for anything he does. So he doesn't apologize, and the blind devoted love him for it.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it almost seems like people who have Stockholm syndrome, or they sympathize with like their captors. They don't know what's better. It's like these people who they have been waiting to embrace, and I think they've been waiting to embrace somebody since Obama, because they couldn't relate to a black man. Trump couldn't relate to him, so he started his blind followers back then, but they couldn't relate to a black man being the leader of the free world. It bothered them. It bothered people who are so used to 43 white men leading them. Like, this is it. White man. Then this black guy gets in. They're not sure how that happened. So they're confused. Like, how can this guy, he's supposed to be this. They use their own personal life experiences on how they feel about black people instead of This guy represents, the people.
Right. And that's what I was just going to bring up too, that question of, well, what's the benefit of being so blindly devoted? And it's like you said, it's because it's not a black man no more that's president.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they finally get to act the way they want to. They can say whatever they want to and feel that there's no type of repercussion, there's no consequence because Trump's getting away with it. He's president.
Yeah. So he gets away with it because he's president. It's not just like I bring that point up about Obama because Trump is the reason why he's where he is. So those blind devotees, they now have they went from somewhat sense, and even Bush was like a really bad call, but Obama was too much of a shock for them. They put in the anti-Obama.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a black guy who was open to everybody, but white people will be so sensitive to where, no, he's not, he's racist. I mean, how can you call Obama a racist against white people? He literally didn't do anything against white people. Oh, Trayvon Martin. Wait, one incident, and then some of these other incidents where black kids are killed, like, all of a sudden, like, that's offensive to white people? Like, white people should have taken offense to that, but they didn't. They saw a black man protect a black kid, and to them, oh my God, that's the worst thing a president can do. So what do? They bring in a white guy who has, I mean, when they
no sense of morality.
When they tried to pass, when they were in the Rose Garden celebrating their little I guess their little win that they had on, I think it was either the travel ban or I think it might have been part of Trump Care. And there was like not one black or dark face in the entire crowd. All white males, all of them. You saw the voting block and what you put in there. This is what they wanted. His cult wanted that. They wanted to be the White House to be occupied by a white man and white staff with white people, because the less power that they're given, and they felt that they didn't have any power with a black man as their representative, they're going to put somebody who was damn near, I'm not even damn near a Klansman, the Klan backed him. So the blind devotees, they have to wonder how history is going to dictate what they are in the future. And it's going to be amazing to see, like 20 years now, when they look back on the history of Trump, which has been a bungle after a bungle. I mean, he's a clown. He's a legitimate clown. Kasich would have been a much better president. Much better president. I mean, he would have gotten the respect of the world. He would have gotten respect, I'm sure, of the Democrats. He was a sensible man.
He respects the title. He respects the process.
And instead, they got this guy who racists. They can say what they want, but they love him.
Mm-hmm.
They love him. And, it's inexcusable. And the fact that they have people who are blindly devoted to everything he has done. They were pissed off when Obama had a tan suit. Like a tan suit. They were pissed off when he saluted with coffee in his hands.
They were pissed off when his wife wore sleeveless dress.
Sleeveless dress. They hated that thing. They called them every racist name in the book, and then all of a sudden,
and still do.
Yeah. But conveniently they forgot. I'm gonna tell you, like, you look at them conveniently, you bring it up, they have no recollection of anything racist that they're like, blacks are the racist people now. It's like, really? Like, really? So one black president, now we are, like, overruling whites? Like, Black Lives Matter, that's racist. It's like these cult of people, they don't even know what they are. And, like, arguing with them is ridiculous. So today, I pretty much just make it a sport. I try to educate, but when you can't get through to these covfefe deplorables, like, they're ridiculous,
But is it all for someone just to be right? That the devotion becomes so blind that even when the truth, not just by one person, but when evidence is multiplied 10 times over of what it is that you're devoting yourself to is a false and is a farce, what benefit do you get by being so devoted?
There is no benefit to being so devoted. Like, the thing
There's got to be something.
No, because they vote against their interests. If you ever look up why, Republicans will vote against their interests, I mean, you can probably put it on any voting block, but the poor will vote for the rich. It's like there's some sort of a hope that there's like a Peter Pan, not Peter Pan. What's the dude's name? I said Peter Pan. Robin Hood.
A Robin Hood.
Robin Hood type theory. Rob from the rich. Like, the rich are going to only get richer, and they do it off of the backs of the poor. This is something that they've been doing forever. This is not news. But these people will, oh no, they're going to bring it back. So they listen to everything. Hillary lost because she did not go into the Midwest, and she thought that she can just hit the big cities and that was it, and try and, put her dedication into the black people and all this other stuff. And all the white people, they were like, oh no, we're not going to do that. To me, I think that they also couldn't vote for a woman after they had a black man. Like
Correct. It was too much.
It was too much for them.
Much.
The white people were like, I can't. This is just too much of a difference. Where's America going? White men are the rulers. And
so the pendulum had to swing the complete opposite way.
Yeah. So it swung very much the opposite way. And our result is Trump and this blind devotion of people. These people who do not see the lies for what they are. Okay? So let's go through them. So we got a guy who says what?
Grab a woman by the pussy.
Well, not even. I mean, he does say that, grab a woman by the pussy, but it's like, okay, so we understand that him running his stupid pageant, running all this other crap, and these women who have come out saying, look, this guy is a sexist. He has three baby mamas, so he runs through women like it's nothing, and he has kids with them all. So he's got 5 kids, 3 baby. Imagine a black man running for president who had 3 baby mamas and 5 kids. You're trying to tell me that these white people who voted for Trump would be just so flabbergasted to have him? Absolutely not. Not. They would call him a welfare recipient. And they called Obama that shit anyway. I mean, they called him that's like all kinds of stuff for no reason at all. The wall. Oh, we're not just going to build a wall. Oh, it's going to be a great big wall.
Mexico's going to pay for it.
Mexico is going to pay for it.
They're going to want to pay for it because this is going to be good for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got, I think, $1.6 billion allocated for the wall, and guess who's going to pay for it?
You are.
You are. $60 billion, and the United States taxpayer is going to pay for this wall. So he lied. There was no way. Mexico's like, are you stupid? That's like your next door neighbor saying that you're going to pay for the fence that they're going to build. Like, who believed that? Who was dumb enough
but
to believe that?
Talk about dumb enough. Free, well, not free, but insurance for everybody. Insurance for everybody. And you're going to love it. You're going to pick your own doctor. That's what his promise was.
Well, I mean, Obama said the same thing. Well, he said you can keep your doctor. And that wound up not being true. I don't know I didn't hear that one.
Yeah, Trump said in his rallies that everyone will get health care. Not free, but everybody will get health care. We're going to remove Obamacare, and this way my health care plan is going to be so much better.
No, I don't like... Here's the thing, and one thing that I know he does say about like his health care, that it's going to be so much better than everybody else.
Everything's just going to be better.
Everything else is going to be better. And yeah, he did say that people are going to wind up getting all covered. And no, they're not. What's happening is that there's going to be a tax break for the rich, and that's what it was. His whole plan, well, which he has, let's be honest, he doesn't know how he doesn't know how it works. He even said, "Who knew healthcare was going to be so difficult?" Everybody
knew it was going to be difficult.
Everybody knew it was difficult. That's why it didn't work. And that's why like the Republicans didn't work on a solution. It's like 7 years they could have worked on a solution, but they spent like 50 times trying to repeal it and do all this other stuff, wasting a whole bunch of money. And instead, they still failed in the end. The lies that they keep going, and it's gotten to where it's a point of a little bit of a joke on the news where they know that the firing of all these other people still aren't going to lose respect for the president because they still want that savior in him. We're talking about a man who has gone bankrupt like 4 years. I mean, who in the world loses money on a casino?
He does.
He does. He paid $25 million to people for his scams. I mean, the dude is a crook, and the people aren't going to. They will blindly devote themselves to him.
As Americans, we all do want our country to work, right? We want it to function. We want it to be the best country possible, and this administration is just not letting that happen.
All right. So it looks like that's it.
There was just a lot.
There's a lot. Like, I mean, I could keep on going. I mean, I know I was talking a lot. It's funny. I told you that you're going to take over, but I'm
that's
like,
all right.
the hell with this. I got passion.
We need more time. We always need more time.
But where can they find us? Go ahead and throw it down.
Well, Zod Andrea, you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Google Play, iTunes. I'm forgetting something. Snapchat,
Stitcher.
Instagram, Stitcher. We're everywhere.
So
We're in your life.
So make sure you go to www.zodandrea.com where you can find all of the links to all of our podcasts past and present. And make sure you check out the last one that we did last night on AZ Blue 2020 on how you can get involved on some nice community outreach and maybe like set up some voters registration.
Let us know where you're at in the community, and maybe you want us to support you.
Yep. And also check out our sites to see what topics you can join in on.
Bye.
All right? Peace.